Ripshika's presentation, how photographs narrate an experience, a timeline to us, how Mumbai has come to be a rebellious teen, how vision without action is a daydream, and how action without vision is a nightmare. Here we have our next speaker who has a very fascinating way of documentation, doodling her way through the journey. Those doodles are her documentary, her memory box. I introduce our next speaker, architect Fatema Master. She is professionally an architect who has graduated from Frisbee College of Architecture as an architect and completed her master's in theory and design from SET Ahmedabad. She is currently a faculty member at Frisbee College of Architecture, but a doodler for life. The Blue Ink blog is a personal blog, a sketch documentary of events, people, and places she encounters in her day-to-day life. They are her essays without words. The need to draw, sketch, and doodle on a running pod is constant. Her workspace would be almost anything if in tabletops, marked on a napkin, ink on toned receipt, bus tickets, and sometimes, if lucky, even a sketchbook. And it's done habitually while on hold in a meeting, during a boring class, while when one should be sleeping. These doodles are various canvases under memory box, where every thought, good or bad, is turned to a doodle. Now, architect Fatema Master will present Essay Without Words before you.
Okay, do I really need a mic? No, right? I just don't like talking on a mic, and most of the time I'm audible. So if you can't hear me, just tell me stop. Maybe then I will use the mic. Okay? And I'll be using a lot of the stage space. So, okay, starting with the Blue Ink. That's my blog, like she mentioned. Every thought, good or bad, is turned into a doodle. This blog of mine. So now, why Blue Ink? Starting with why is it called Blue Ink? It doesn't have a very fascinating story, a very simple story. And also, if okay, I'll just brief you what my presentation will be like. Now, this presentation is my sketches, and there will be lots and lots of stories. It's more like a story documentation in terms of sketches, like how Dipshika showed photographs and a stories through photographs. It's going to be my stories through sketches, okay? And what I've done is I've categorized my doodles into various things, in various subjects, and that's how I'm going to present. So starting with why is it called a Blue Ink blog? Okay, so it so happened is that on one of my travel journeys where I was going and sketching, so usually what I do is that whenever I move around, I have my notebook and I start sketching everything. Like not necessarily needs to be a very elaborate sketch, it can be something very stupid, but the constant idea of keep drawing something in the book is therapeutic, it's like that. So I was sketching, and suddenly I started with a black ink, right? The black, it runs out of ink. So I started with blue sketches. So all my sketches become blue, all of them. Now next. So these were my first set of sketches, my first set of travel sketches that I've ever done. Okay? Okay. So now what happens is that I do all of these sketches and I go back to college. And this is during my SET days, where I did my master's talk. I go back and SET has these fancy boards, everyone has individual boards where you can. So you have individual boards, obviously you want to fill the boards up. So I take these big prints of my sketches and I print them out so it looks like, yeah, it is my board pen. And all these blue sketches are pinned up and everyone gathers around like, oh wow, blue, interesting. Not realizing that just the change of ink can actually change the entire tone, So I was like, what's so blue about it? Not realizing that actually everyone draws so much with black. And that is why when you study, change the ink of a drawing and start using a base color as a different color, the whole drawing changes. And that's how I landed up calling my sketches called the Blue Ink drawing. Okay, starting with my inspirations, okay, that who have actually, so this sketching started long back, but sort of, to start documenting these things, this is how, these were the people. Who next? So everyone knows Miranda, right? Okay, you all know that Mario Miranda is also a taught architect? No. this doesn't indicate anything. It's not that he started architecture and then he became a cartoonist. But he was a professional architect. And what next? His entire idea of maintaining diaries, of writing everything, every thought down. And you see how elaborate, this is when he was like 17, 18. I think most of your first year age. And he used to pen down everything, like every running thought, every place that he went to, everything is like written down. Maybe not exactly the way, but his idea of what an interpretation would be. So the idea of maintaining a diary has become very important, So everywhere where I went, every possible place I went, I started maintaining this diary and drawing everything down and sketching or maybe writing down things, if not possible if I can't sketch them. Next is this, have you heard about doodles? Okay. Good. I'm happy. So obviously his line work, his way of illustration, he's also an MBA, but the entire interest of mythology for me came through him. Because it was like explaining history through comic books, Like imagine learning history with so much illustration would have been so much more fun. So his line work, like it's a brilliant, like there is no written or nothing. It's just one stroke. And that's next. So his entire way of depicting like story, like how the Draupadi was done. The entire story has been indicated so well in just this one little frame, where Pandavas is here and the side, Same. So his idea of line work was a major inspiration for me. Okay. Now one thing that I can't do without, So it's like next. So my set of essentials. So this was initially my set of essentials, which were these two pens, which were again gifted. One Apsara pencil, one cutter, also able sharpeners, paintbrush and lamy. And lamy is just a show thing, I never use the lamy, it's just there. I just can't sketch the lamy, I don't know how people sketch it. It's just, maybe it's very smooth, but I just don't get the line work. So what I actually use is a cello gel roller ink pen, So this was my, I think past a year, this was my set. And then obviously I started earning, so you get richer. So you can afford a little more of stationery than just a cello gel pen. So then I started using, okay. Okay, so no, actually no. I need to move my hands around, I just can't talk without it. So then obviously it became a little more affordable. So I bought a set of microns and I bought this really fancy watercolor set, Which was, I don't say how much it is, but it is an expensive set. But this is like the first set of watercolors which I think like the first art stationery that I've bought has been so expensive, So like using them was like, oh my god, imagine you're using Camel and suddenly from Camel you come with this Daller and Rowney, some Aquafine. So it is like, it's like a promotion you've got in your artwork, But and I think Camel is as good, it's no bad. So these are my essentials. Why do I call them my essentials? Because they become a part of my like bag, Like you won't believe. I had been to a wedding last week and I was carrying this along there. So because they were looking for a lipstick, They wanted actually a lipstick just to get themselves fine just before they enter the place. I was like, do you have something? I was like, yeah, I have paints, As mad as that, But it's not that I was sitting there and sketching. I wish I could. But it's just that at that moment, if I'm not doing anything, I don't regret that, oh shit, I didn't get my sketches. So just that I really need them. It's as good as carrying a vanity purse. So that's it. Now doodling as a therapy. Like I'm telling you, it works. Even if you're not an artist or forget, I don't even call myself an artist. I'm a doodler, So why do I call it as therapy? It's like any running thought, you try putting on paper, it vanishes. It absolutely vanishes. Like it can be a good thought, a bad thought, something that you want to get out of your head, you put it on paper. The importance of it just dilutes like, as it never happened. So you go next. So when I was in SET, in my very first semester, I met with a terrible accident. So you really need to be careful of Indawari dogs and the I swear, they don't know how to write. Like they are terrible. And it's like a self-experience because I had a terrible accident. And I broke my front tooth, so my front tooth is a fake one. So, but there was so much trauma because I was first time I was away from home, and there was no one around, and we just made friends. So you don't make such good friends that they'll be there with you, there with you. So it was a real traumatic situation for me. So what I did out of it, I sketched it. So the moment you sketch, you start laughing at your own self, Like you have that thing, that, oh, dude, I lost my tooth, So then it has become something that I was showing off. That, you know what, I met with an accident, I lost a tooth. Like how a kid talks about, once he falls from a cycle, he talks about it. So you start talking about your bruises. And once it becomes public, once it's there, everyone is reading about it, it just makes you feel much better. And this sketch is, that's the thing, I have a lot of stories, you have to go slower. Slow and with love. And this is after 1 year. So 1 year after that, remembering the same thing. Year to 3 years since I lost it, that dreadful accident, and definitely it was being missed. Though no one actually realized it was a fake tooth, but I know it's a fake one. Next. So during those 6 months of torture that I've gone through, getting tooth implants and this and that, so I used to go to this clinic to this doctor, and though he was a very good looking doctor, but the thing is that sitting outside with that pain was torture, okay? So what do I do there? I see other people in pain, I start drawing them. So the moment I start drawing, start sketching, my pain completely vanishes. Because the thing is that the whole diversion is on the sketch and it's gone. Okay, so this is one of those pain companions of mine. And this sketch is it's one of my favorite things. So everything that I like doing, you draw them or you write them. So every time you read about them, it automatically makes you happy. Okay. Now, many times it happens, you listen to a certain song on the radio and it is like, oh, how did they know I wanted to listen to this? Or maybe it's something that you're thinking about and they will actually play a song exactly to that theme, This was one of them. Like, days you're feeling low and they sort of play a song and then I get a doodle on. Next. Okay. Doodling as a memory box. Now why do I call it a memory box? Because I have a terrible memory. Okay? I can't remember names, I can't remember dates, I've been very bad at history. But I remember people's faces. And very weirdly I remember people's star signs, Like if I've met you somewhere and I was like, oh yeah, you're a Capricorn, but I don't know your name. Yeah. Seriously. There's no joke. So I don't know why I remember people's star signs, but I just can't remember the name. So what I do is, I start drawing them. So also people gift me things and then they'll tell me, you remember I gave you the pen that I was like, oh yeah, of course I remember. How do I remember? Because I sketched it down. Then I have no memory. I have such like your terrible memory, Go next. So what I do is, the people I meet and people I encounter, interesting people that I meet and encounter, and do I want to keep them in my memory, I sketch them. So we have taken part in this, during SEM, we're taking part in this design competition where we were shortlisted, and these were the 3 jurors. Then my jury is done and we had a very bad jury because we could not complete our work on time. So obviously we were like, our cases were taken. What I do is, I make these 3 jurors, okay? And now you see that's Revati Kamath. You know who is Revati Kamath? Yeah. She's a good architect. She's a very good architect. And she's from Delhi. But she's more on the Khadoos side. But that's not why I drew her like that. She actually looks like that. No, I'm not joking. She has this red hair, like real red hair, which is like that. And now the thing was that I went to Dean Dicru, who also doesn't look like this. So my character illustration is really bad. But I tried to just get a profile of that person just to remember that what he is. So I went to Dean Dicru to get a signature. So Dean Dicru looked at me and like, yeah, this looks like me, but like around 15 years back. So I was like, sorry, sir. So he signed, okay. And then very sweetly, the Varanasi also he signed. And he's like, you made me the image. So I was a little scared to go to Revati because I know what I've drawn out. So what I do is I go to Revati and she gives me this worst and the most terrible look. Is this me? I was like, ma'am, not really. Is this me? Is this really me? Do I look like this? So I was like, no ma'am, I think there's some doodle technical errors. I just need a signature so that I know that you are a part of the jury. So I did get a signature. And that's Visionata, obviously because she was taking the jury and I was very sleepy, could not pay attention. So what do? I sketch. So the moment I start sketching, it's not that I sketch not to pay attention, I sketch to pay attention. So while I'm sketching, that's the only way I can pay attention. So a couple of other people that I've met, Ravi Hazra and Gautam Moga. So anyone who I meet, I write, things that they have said and try and draw an illustration of them. I get a signature of theirs, so I can remember that. Okay, doodling as a my rescue. This is like my favorite category. I'll tell you why. Okay, so all through my years of architecture and masters, I've been one of those who sits on the first bench. But you know why? Because I realized this one thing, that all professors now, they think the first benches are nerds, So they are the ones who don't pay attention, not realizing that people who sit on the first bench can actually sleep off. So I sat on the first bench, right on the nose, I slept off, and then never realized, because all what they were doing were looking at the back benches and complaining. And they never bothered to look at. I'm telling you, try this, okay? My professor was here. No, but even I am a professor myself now. So, but the thing is that this doodle was actually made sitting right under my professor's nose, okay? Because I could not just pay attention to what he was saying. So what I did is I tried to make a sketch, and everything that I've written is actually what he's talking in the lecture, okay? So it's not that I was not paying attention. So, but I was caught this time. And he's like, what are you doing? So now all my other friends knew what I was doing, but I was too scared to show him that I was actually sketching him. So I showed him that, sorry, but don't worry, sir, everything that I've written in your face now is what you are explaining in the lecture, so I've not missed anything out of it. So then it actually worked for me because after this lecture, he allowed me to sit and doodle in his class because he said something that it's better to doodle in my class than yawn. Because anyone who used to yawn in his class now, they are supposed to go and get chai for them, Like if you yawn, go and get chai for the entire class. So people used to actually control yawning, imagine. Okay, so this is a very interesting story. This has very recently happened. Okay, how many of you are actually troubled with lens card? With the 10,000 messages at lens card? No one? Lens card doesn't send your messages? Yeah, I was shocked. So lens card is it is actually, by the calling my true love, every single day, when I get up in the morning, they say, dear Fatema, ₹1,000 has been credited to you. Every day, 1,000 rupees being credited. Been 6 months, It was really tortured. I made a doodle of them and I actually mailed it to them. I said, please, I have never subscribed to you. Can you please stop sending these messages? I mean, this is really ridiculous. I don't want your spectacles. Hello, I don't need your 1,000 rupees. And it actually worked. Communication works so much better than a formal letter or even a hate mail for that instance, So I just worked. Though they didn't reply to my mail, but they actually stopped sending messages. I don't know how it happened. Okay, more stories left. If you get bored of it, you can let you shut up, but I have any number of stories. So that's church gate, okay? And it usually happens that when you want to go somewhere and you're getting really late to reach there are all these instances that make you more late. So this is one of those instances, okay? Then I'm going to church gate, I'm in the most hurry. I can die to reach there on time, okay? And my train breaks down. Like breaks down as in it will just stop. I just decide that I can see church gate station, but I can't get out. Because it's just so bad. Then I the station there, like I can see station, and I have to just go there. I'm not doing that. So what do? I say, okay, get lost. Let's get it. That's how you get out of your frustration sometimes, It's just easy to get it out on paper. Now comes to the traveling part, which I was supposed to give the lecture on. But that is how it happens. I need to tell you all the process to where the traveling came with. So recently in this past 1 year, I've gone through a lot of solo traveling, okay? Like just pack my bag and leave without any planning, I'll tell you how, when, where, what happened. So first, before I start with any other city, I'll start with our city. That's Mumbai, okay? So obviously you all know how many times you must have placed in G7 and Hatko, the linear city, so you all know which station comes there. So that's not bothered drawing the map. I've just shown the route. And so actually this is also a part of a commission that I got for a friend. She was from Ahmedabad and she had come to Bombay and she had this amazing stay in Bombay for a year. So what she wanted to do is she wanted to document each of the places that she's been to. She wanted to she wanted me to illustrate them. So in that way I also got to visit many places and see that illustrate. So I'll just show you and then I'll explain you, maybe not explain but share more stories on how I did it. This is Marine Lines to Masjid Bandar. That's the plan of my house. To Worli, that's the Derby. Then that's the Chapel Road or the Visionata Road, Bandra. That's a lovely Prithvi Theatre and that's one of the slums in Nomad. And that's a bench at Shivaji Park. So taking a few stories out of the number of stories that I documented Bombay around. So that's obviously Prithvi Theatre, right? Now at times, so I do. I'm still an architect, okay? I still earn my bread butter out of architecture. But so recently I started getting commissions for illustrating. This was my very first commission, where I gave her this, and so this is how clients approach, you know. What amazing sketch that is, Fatema. My God, you've shown all these details and all of this. But you know what? I think the lights are too dark. and you know what? The girl and boy that you actually highlighted, they don't look like us. So can you change? So it's like, you know, all this appreciation goes down the drain once they start telling you. So so obviously I didn't change it because there's one style, right, of yours. And before even starting a commission, I asked them that you've seen my work, right? You've seen what I draw, you know how I draw. So I'm not good at character illustration. So I'm not going to draw you. I'm not going to draw your caricature, okay? So I'll be just drawing your profile. Are you fine with it? So all these conditions, you know, like conditions apply to everything. So you need to tell them before anything starts. Now, this one is another, so like a slum area. It's not actually a slum, it's like a higher slum. I don't know what a higher slum is, but a more furnished slum, okay? At Koloni. This was one of the work projects, but I had a sketch. And after seeing this sketch, one of my friends wanted to visit this place, okay? And she's like, this looks like a very interesting area. Where is it? So I told her, here. She goes to this place and she can't find this place. So she comes back and she explains, I went here, but I cannot find this place. I was like, no, the place that you were there, that was the place. She's like, what rubbish. I was like, no, that was the place. She's like, yeah, means the elements were the same, but the place didn't look like that. I was like, yeah, because we tend to romanticize things. Like a slum, you won't show the slum like a slum, right? Like obviously I won't show the dirt and garbage. It's like just the pretty picture. This is what I'm learning out of it, right? So I'm not learning the dirt out of it, I'm just learning the pretty picture. That also happens many times while sketching. Yes. Okay, that's one of this, I think I went last Sunday. So usually on Sundays I do this sketching trip. 2-3 other friends of mine from Seth. So we just move around places and start drawing and sketching. So this was last Sunday actually then. We went to these old villages of Bandra, Chapel Road and Visionata. Pretty buildings and more doodling. Okay, Shivaji Park. Okay, so I have extensively worked on Shivaji Park. Even my master's thesis was actually in and around Shivaji Park. And so this map which I have drawn of Shivaji Park was actually for a website. It's called They Draw and Travel. So what they do is you can actually upload your maps and they sort of select it. And if you're selected, they put it on the website. So this was one of the Shivaji Park maps which I have been selected on mine. And that's good. So you see the entire park in between and how everything has been graphically. So each of these images are actually bigger sketches, but they've been scaled down to put it into one map. Next. Yes, my most amazing travel which I've had so far was Himachal. So I think in September, October, after I quit my job, the day I quit my job, I decided I need to move on because I didn't know what I was doing after I quit my job, you know. So I was like, I'm done with the commercial part of architecture. So I have to do architecture, I have to do small scale architecture, and the rest can follow. So I didn't know what I had to do. So I put in my resignation that day that I'm going to quit my job. Then I had a 1 month notice, but I hardly stayed in office for that 1 month. And what I did was I traveled. So So I packed my bags and I left for Himachal, okay? So I had this 15-day trip which I had to Himachal, and it was a solo trip. Now, so this is the first time I've been solo. First time being so away from home, and I'm not solo anywhere at home. So is this being recorded by any chance? Oh, it is, it is. So no one at my place actually knew I'd gone to Himachal because obviously a girl alone, 15 days, no. So, but a brilliant experience of all sorts. One, why? Because I had no plan, so there was no expectation. No expectation as in I had not even seen photographs of places I was supposed to travel, okay? So all I knew is that I had a flight from Bombay to Delhi. And at Delhi, actually I decided I want to do Chandigarh, I want to do Himachal, you know. So the Delhi bus terminal is there, the big fancy bus terminal, I go there. And I'm actually looking at the stations, I was like, now where? Now where actually? Is it towards Chandigarh or towards Dalhousie and Pathankot this side? So I was like, okay, let's follow. Anyway, there's no schedule or agenda I have. So let's move to Dalhousie. So I'll just tell you the route, then I'll tell you a few stories maybe of my travel. So that's from Delhi. From Delhi to Pathankot. So I always like doing the longer side, you know. So I go to Dalhousie, I do Katyar, I come to Chamba, come back to Dalhousie, then come here. Usually people go to Dharamshala and just so I went on top, came back. Then I come to Dharamshala. But then I realized it's too early for McLeod, you know, because McLeod is a very commercial sort of a setup. So I sort of skip McLeod, then I move towards Palanpur, I go to Didi building. Then I see a lot of Didi's work. You all heard of Didi contractor? Yes. So a lot of work of hers I see around Didi building at Palanpur. I stay in 2-3 of the institutes. I stay at Sambhavna, I stay at Himalaya. So one crazy. So I'm just telling you, like it's not telling you that I went to Didi contractor, I went stayed at a place, but nothing of this was planned. So it was like one day at a time, you know, one day at a time, this was happening. So now I didn't know what next to do. So I used to call up some people or maybe contact some local, tell them what next, who else, what should I see. So I used to prepare my agenda, what I want to see. And this actually the itinerary is what they made for me. Okay, next. So you all had an entire picture of where in Himachal I've been to. So just a few more stories. So this is Triund, okay? Now why am I telling you these stories is that at times, you know, it's just that one step that we are so scared to take, you know, because we don't know how it will work. But after this trip, I realized that when things have to happen, they just happen. Like no matter what comes in your way, they just happen because you want it to happen. But you can't doubt that idea that you want it to happen. So this was one such trek. So there's this place called Triund, which is Dharamshala, McLeod, and from McLeod you go to this place called Dharamkot, and from Dharamkot you take this trek to Triund. It's like a 6-hour trek, 6-hour one-way, 6-hour one-way trek, and it's uphill. Okay. So actually, together if you're walking a 9 kilometers uphill, which is a lower of walking. And for a person like me with zero exercise, with absolutely no physical activity, a 9 kilometers is like very tough. So I was not supposed to do this trek at all. So what I planned that I think McLeod should be my last thing, I should go back to Bombay. So this is what I was thinking in my head while doing my places at McLeod. And in one of the bus routes, like in one of the local buses, I meet this random female from Mexico, okay, Claudia her name is. So she just happens to talk to me and she's like, so are you from here, are you a local? And we happen to talk. And it so happens that she is here in McLeod just to go for that trip. Okay? And it's like wow, where have you come from, you know? Like I just decided like 2 minutes back that I don't want to do this trek at all. And then you come from nowhere telling that, listen, I want to go for a trek, but I don't want to go alone. Like, hello, were you like waiting for me? It was like that. So, and that is how Triund happened. So we walked, and she was like a regular trekker. So she was, you know, every time like after every 15 minutes of panting, you know, she's like, yes, Fatma, you can do this. 15 minutes more, 15 minutes more. And those 15 minutes more were like good 6 hours of trek. But what a mind-blowing view of something, like. I'll just tell you why am I sharing this is because me as a girl going for 15 days on my own, and because we say that it's not a safe country, this and that, but Himachal is a really safe place. So any of you wanting to go actually for a solo trip, you should try Himachal. Because people are really warm, like really warm. I've not felt so much at home than any other city, seriously. Like, I've not missed anyone. Like, no one, home, nothing, no friends, nothing. I've not called them for 15 days. Like, it's not that I did it on intention, I didn't feel like. It just felt that I was so much a part of this place. So, yeah, sorry, I just get distracted. When it comes to Himachal, I just get so personal. So, yeah, and this is Veer, okay? Veer is one of, they say it's the second most beautiful site for paragliding. And I don't know how much is that true, but it was seriously very, very beautiful. And because I was doing it for the first time, anything they would have given me would be good only. But this was, so also, when just things happen good, they happen good, okay? So the time when I reached Veer, they were having a World Cup of paragliders. You know, the first time in India that a World Cup of paragliders was happening in Veer, and I was there to witness it. So I mean, out of nowhere, I am standing there and there are thousands of paragliders right in the sky. You can imagine what a sky that is. Like seeing that in India, you know, like I was like, madness, this is madness. Why am I here? How am I here? No idea. But I'm just sitting there and so all I could so these are all my sketches all through. So what I could capture in my sketch and picture. But this is a very less amount of exaggeration for what I actually saw. They were like these blobs of paint all through the sky. And they were not just Indians, they were people from all over the country. So with their different flags of paragliding was madness. Yes, next. One other sketch was on my way from Dalhousie coming down. I stopped for breakfast, and because I was here in Himachal for the first time, I could not sketch everything. So I had my phone and I was constantly clicking. For first 2-3 days, I must have taken some 1,000-1,500 snaps, and then I realized that there was no use because the entire Himachal itself is so beautiful. That what do I capture? Like, you don't realize that everything looks the same, you know. After 3 days, every frame is that beautiful. Then you get tired. Then after 3 days, I was like, I'm done with my camera. I can't click anymore. Like, it just doesn't do justice to the place that it is. So, all what I could sketch. Yes. So, okay, you're too young. But anyone who knows Gurudutt? Yeah, there are people. So, there is this one movie that he did, Gurudutt Pyasa. And he had this song in that. So in the start of the song is actually he's like that. He's at the door. But then you realize that door frame, like usually when you click pictures, I don't know if Shikha, we always are looking for a frame, right? So you don't realize, but the frame itself becomes like a picture frame, you know, the door frame or the window frame. So I have this obsession of sketching doors and window frames because I'll just tell you. Go next. So it so happens is that this is a beautiful place. I went to Goa. I was staying there, okay? And I set up this whole thing. Like, oh my god, beautiful window, curtains, tables, perfect place to sit and sketch, okay? So everything is here. Please avoid all this. So my supplies of sketchbook, pencils, everything is here. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, done. Now, this is like the most beautiful place I can sit and sketch. And then I come away from it. And I realize that what I was supposed to sit and sketch has become a frame itself. So then I go somewhere near the bathroom and start sketching. But this is the frame that I love sketching. So it's always like how doors and windows itself form such beautiful picture frames, you know. The same thing happens here, same thing. That you can actually see. So I have my pillows kept, my backrest, my one little tool, there's a sketchbook kept, anything. So I was supposed to sit here and sketch the courtyard. But then I realized that, no, I'm sorry, the door itself is a perfect frame. So, next. So again, it's just the idea of my obsession with frames and windows. This is again Goa, that's horrible. Yes, next. That's my house, and that's the window of my house. So my dad just doesn't believe that this is the window. Again, because the window doesn't look this pretty, it's just that there are a lot of paint and all has come off. But when I see it like a more like I tend to romanticize and like clean it up before I start sketching. So yeah, but so I'll tell you why this is very important to me is that this is a window where I sit and sketch usually. Sorry, it's time up or something. No, it's Steffi did that, because Steffi's have this, like, has become one of them. We talk a lot, okay? So they have to keep buzzers. So, like, there's a, like, 10 minutes are left, they put like 2 buzzers. And then 5 minutes, 1 buzzer. So I thought this was like one of the buzzers. Let's stop talking about you. So I stay parallel to the JJ flyover. You know where the JJ flyover is? So my window actually opens to the JJ flyover. So if you all happen to come to the JJ flyover, you can come and tell me hi. I'm just 2 meters away. So why this is very important is that right outside my window, I don't know the name of this tree, but there's this tree which is there, and it actually is placed so perfectly that I can't see from my window at least. I can't see the flyover. From my other windows, I can. From the window where I sit and sketch, I know. So that is why this particular frame is very important. It actually hides away the flyover from me. Also, this is another, again, this was Himachal, okay? If you happen to go to Himachal, and if you happen to go to Mekloid, there's this beautiful cafe there. It's called as Cafe Illiterati, okay? It's run by a German man, and this whole cafe opens up. This is just one window, okay? Which must be like 3 meters by 2 meters or something, and it has these 3 huge windows which open up to these valleys. And the whole entire cafe is filled with books. So it was like a paradise, like where have I come kind of. So it's just one of the frames in that place. Yes, and almost coming to the end of my this. Yeah, after all of this, I'm still an architect, okay? So that is why the next thing. That is the urge to draw plans, and the urge to criticize the plans is more important. So any place that I go or any hotel that I've stayed in, I always tend to draw the plans. But over the years I've realized that, we talk so much about ventilation. I'm sorry, please. I just get a little carried away when it comes to drawing. So, we talk about ventilation and things like that. But anything that you remember about the house, the place that you stayed in, is the things that you did there, and you'll always remember it better if you've drawn it. So that is why if you see, so these are the houses I changed in Ahmedabad. So now even one look at this place will get back every memory that the woman had over all these years. So even if I don't have a lot of time to sit and sketch, I make sure I draw a plan of where I've been. Next. And a few more plans. This was this beautiful house in Ahmedabad. So Ahmedabad has this thing, that because all Gujaratis love a lot of jhula, so even if you have a 10-story building, the builders give the swing together with it, So that is a very fascinating, because I love swing. So this was actually the front yard of my house. So we have this beautiful veranda and a swing. But I don't know how this swing was made, because there was a seat right behind the swing. So I don't know, we have to just sit there. It's just a pseudo swing, but it was still there. That's my house, okay? And that's the table I still sketch. And if you see, I can still draw it here. Yeah. Okay. So actually, the name of this slide was "You Will Never Need a Camera." But then I realized that the person who's supposed to present before me is the one who's showing photographs. So that's why I created this slide, and I realized that doodling my substitute for a camera. This is the last slide, but it's a very interesting story. Okay, so a trip I took with a friend somewhere in, I think, September. Yes, to Maheshwar. Anyone have been to Maheshwar? And the ghats and all of that. So I am there. Yeah, you can keep it downside. So the ghats are there. So I'm constantly with my camera phone clicking, and I see the Narmada, and I was like, I really need to have just one dip in this. Like one dip and it's all done. And Narmada is pretty cleaner as compared to other rivers. So this is what happens. So in the evening of the first day that I'm at Maheshwar, me and my friend decided let's go on the boat to the other side of the river. So she's like, yeah, let's go. Now when we went was like an off season, okay? There was no one there. So this particular boat that you see was the boat that we took, and me and my friends set off. Okay, so that man had because you always want to do stunts and you want to do them more when you're alone. So I was sitting here, like here, this frame. My friend was here. She doesn't know swimming, so she was really scared. So she didn't want to be anywhere near water. So she was sitting on one of these seats. And I was sitting here, right here, okay? Just imagine. You need to imagine this. I was sitting here, and I'm here somewhere in the center of the river Nomad. And then I see the ghats, okay? So the most beautiful panorama I've ever seen. And because now that I have a fancy phone and which can take panoramas, I get on with my camera and I'm clicking. And for a fraction of a second, something happens. Okay? My boat takes a jerk, and perpendicular, and in the water. Like right in the middle of Narmada. Like Narmada actually heard me when I said I want to take a dip. You asked for it, yeah. I didn't do anything. So right in the middle of the river, there I am. Oh. The phone is gone, obviously. I have a sling there, which had my sketchbook and things. Now, I clearly remember that when I was down, the first thought that I came was this news that had flashed very recently that Narmada has crocodiles. I was like, anything but being eaten by a crocodile. You don't want to be, which was a movie, Rekha, na? Anything but Marima. And the second thought was my pouch, which had my sketchbook. And because I had sketched everything in the morning, so obviously I was pulled in, but I did touch the riverbed, so I did go. The intensity of this month, I did touch the riverbed. But the man came, he pulled me out, and I was there. And the moment I came on the boat, I was laughing, like there was no tomorrow. I was like, why am I laughing? When you're out of, you don't know how to express. Like you can't cry because you're too old enough to cry. You laugh. And I was laughing, and then the boatman was shocked. He said, what's wrong with this female? I couldn't just stop laughing. The first thing, obviously my phone was gone. The first thing that I saw was that is anything left out of my sketchbook? Like it's being deep in water. So what happens to the sketchbook? But you know what? It was dry. It was absolutely this is no magic, no miracle. I'll tell you what. But it's a sign, okay? I really believe in signs. So this sketchbook which I use is a gifted sketchbook. It's a moleskin. Again, because I can't afford moleskin. No? So, but it has a canvas cover to it. Okay? So it was like everything else in the pouch was dripped with water, except the sketchbook. So sketchbook, the cover was gone. Okay? And the pages were like that. Like nothing ever happened to it. Like nothing happened to it. So it was like a strong sign there. Your phone is gone. You can't take any more pictures. What do you do? So as I said, that it has become my substitute. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Questions, audience?
You can ask me questions, no matter how silly it is. Seriously. Because if you don't ask me questions, I'll answer questions that I've asked before. If people are really, you don't have any questions? No? Are you sure? Sure? I don't know. So, I had done this exhibition at the flea market just now. Okay? Not exhibition, I was a live art store. Basically, I was supposed to sit there and sketch, and sell everything that I was sketching on the spot time. And I took like 3 print also I was sketching. So there's this one man who comes and he's looking at my stall here or there. Like old man, he comes, he goes away. Then I see that there's some confusion. He wants to ask me something, but he's not good. I don't know why he's not asking. So then finally I speak up. I was like, Uncle, is there something you want me to help you? Something what has happened? He's like, नहीं मैं आपको कॉल कर सकता हूँ। मैंने कहा हाँ बताइए क्या बात है? लाइक नहीं पक्का बुरा नहीं मानेंगे। अरे नहीं बताइए क्या बात है? लाइक अच्छा हाँ ये जो आप ये सब जो बनाते हैं ये चित्र बनाते हैं ये पूरा पड़ता है। Actually, sir, I'm an architect. Ah.
What are your means of travel? Now, you were saying that you just go to decide on the spot if you are traveling to Himachal. So you went to bus. But then otherwise, do you consider other means like hitchhiking or probably...
So I tried on hitchhiking, but hitchhiking is not very safe. I tell you why. You know what, I don't name states. Yeah, I'm very scared now. This is like public platform. But there are these nuisances that we face, okay, which I also faced as a female. So, but they were not from the local Himachal people, okay. But when you take public transport now, why don't take hitchhiking? Because you don't know who you are asking for help. And because I was doing it all by myself, first time I didn't want to take a risk. So usually I take a public transport where I know there are many other people. Okay. Now all of them can't be bad. Like 1, 2 of them can be bad. Imagine all of them would be like, don't know where you are. Yeah, so avoid it. I don't know. You can try. Maybe next trip I can try hitchhiking. But I just want to stay safe. So this is one sorry. So I presented last month, I think in IES, okay? And there was this one female who wrote back to me after the presentation. And I think she was here. Okay. Anyway, so she mailed me saying that, ma'am, I'm in my 4th year of architecture, and I saw your presentation that was very inspiring and all. So now you think I should finish my architecture? No, I'm not answering such mails because the next thing that will happen will be the line of parents outside my house saying, hello, what are they doing? So there are no 2 professions. Like, I am still pursuing my architecture. This is fun. So whatever it is, first finish architecture. See what happens. Yes.
Have you googling about the places or maybe people over there has helped you architecture and projects?
Yes, a lot, So how do you use this for my architecture project? Presentation. So it becomes your own style of presenting. So when I'm doing my building, the building is mine, but the way I present it, the presentation has become mine. So the drawing becomes a signature. So I can copy an AutoCAD drawing. Can I copy a hand drawing? This I use a lot of my. So many of many of the architecture firms have come for a hand drawn style. Now the hand drawn style has become very in now. All these builders, Rosa, put those fancy hand sketches. So it's come back. Becomes your identity as well. You can use them as presentation. And also because when you draw, you see a lot more detail. I am a very anti-camera person. But obviously you take a lot of time. I'm listening politically correct. You take a photograph. But when I'm sitting and sketching, I see a lot more things that I see than I would have just like professionally, no, but even when you use your phones, you 10 or 10, when you click pictures, you're not thinking. You're like, okay, I'm just clicking it now, I'll go back home and I'll see, but that never happens. You never open your this folder of photographs that you click. But out of those 100 photographs you click, you make one sketch. And that one sketch, you exactly remember what clothes you were wearing while making that, where you were sitting, what time of the day it was, who came and spoke to you, everything. It just goes so deep in your memory, that one sketch. Yeah.
Do you verify your sketches after they are already done?
Yeah. So, depends on the time, actually. So, if, many times if I can't finish a sketch, okay, what I do is I start editing a little bit about the sketch. And if there's a detail and it's repeating, one corner I just do that detail. And then when I go back home, I'll finish that detail. Because I know that this is the way it started. So anytime it's not possible for me because I don't have that much time. That's it? Next.
Not a question, but I think almost all the people sitting here are travelers, like daily traveler or like explorer. But I think almost 0% of people are not documenting their travel as such. There are only mobile cameras right now or fancy cameras, and they are just clicking the images. They are not documenting. This is a very beautiful way to document the travel.
Thank you. Thank you. All of you should try this exercise, you know. I'm not saying that everyone can draw, but even if I'm saying that everyone can draw. So no matter how simple a sketch is, maybe it's a 2D, maybe it's just stick figures, you know. But I'm telling you, those stick figures also will mean a lot to you because you know why you've drawn them, when you've drawn them. And once you see them, it brings back 10,000 memories that will flash in that one little note that you made or one little sketch that you made. That's it. Okay?